Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're harvesting pond structure from the landscape. We have a bit of a warm up today. It's supposed to get around 50 degrees. I'm hoping that sun starts to poke out. We have a new pond out there and it's starting to fill up with water. We're sitting a little bit over 3 feet. Oh, the geyser. Gorgeous. And before the pond fills up the rest of the way, I want to keep getting some more pond structure in there. And so far we've put in some concrete blocks. We've made a couple different structures and we also put in a depth gauge with some added structure to it. But today we're going to be adding some wood. I have a couple dead trees here on the property that are going to make perfect structure inside the pond for the fish. Out there in the south garden, we have a willow tree that didn't make it. I'm hoping that's not too big and I can get the root ball dug out of there and drug over here to the pond. And that's a black willow tree out there, and willows are good for the pond, not just next to the pond growing, but they're also good in the pond for structure for the fish. And what's nice about the willow is if you're fishing and you get your hook caught on a willow tree, it actually snaps pretty easily and you can get out of the snag. If you put something like maple or oak, those are hardwoods and it doesn't snap as easy whenever you get your hook snagged. And I know some people put Christmas trees in their pond for structure, but I didn't have a real tree this year and we don't have any evergreens on the property that are dead. So I'm gonna use what we have. Huh, Pop, you trying to play, bud? You got a ball down there? All right. We got some work to do today though. Now over here in my side garden, we have another tree that we're going to be able to put in the pond. It's a corkscrew willow. I had this planted here on the peak of the peninsula, hoping it was going to be a nice specimen tree, and it looked really good for the first year, but then it just died over winter. I'm really not sure why. But as you can see in here, we have a lot of beautiful branching structure, and that's going to be perfect for the little fish. I'm going to see if I can dig this out with a shovel, but I might have to just cut it off at the base. And I think I have a magnolia tree over in the nursery I can replace this one with. I actually have a lot of trees over in the nursery that I have to get transplanted this year, so I'm hoping to get that done late winter here, early spring. Doing, Pop? You sniffing around? I know, we got to get a fence up too. Fencing is going to be a priority. But I'm going to get the shovel out and the wagon and head out to that big willow tree out there in the south garden and see if I can get that one up out of the ground. And while I was up at my brother's yesterday checking on Maverick, I did grab some concrete blocks, so we'll be able to weigh these trees down so they don't just float up with the water. I just need to find something to tie them together with. Come on, Pop. It's getting cold with that wind blowing. Let's get some work done. A little heavier than I thought. I don't know if this tree is dead. Might have to leave it. All right, well, all plans are subject to change. We're gonna leave this tree in the ground. Me and my dad actually transplanted this tree late in the season last year, so I don't think it's had enough time to actually root into the ground, and it just got blown over by a strong wind. But I ended up scraping one of these branches with my knife, and you can see it's still nice and green in there, so I think the tree is still alive. Willows are very strong growers, and they love water, and you can see we have a ton of water right here, so I'd love for this tree to actually take root and start growing. So I got the posts and the rope set around it, so hopefully we can hold it in place here until it starts rooting again in the spring. What are you doing, pup? Come on. We still have one tree we can get. Now I'm hoping this tree is still alive, but I know the other tree that we have in the side garden is dead. It's been dead for a full season. So we're gonna go over there and see if we can dig that one out of the ground, or we might just cut it off at the base, and then we can actually get it placed into the pond. But before we do that, I need to go up to my brothers and let Maverick out. Huh, pup. We'll be right back. You can get a drink. Good, good drink. Good boy. We'll go let Maverick out, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I think it's getting colder. Looking at the forecast before today, I was hoping it was going to feel a little bit warmer than it does. Hump up. But we had a plan, and it changed a little bit, but I still want to get something done today. So we're going to grab this other tree, and that way I can get something checked off the list. Hump up. I hear you, Pop. I don't know what he's doing out there. He's circling real low. You tell him. But we got the tree in the pond. I guess I forgot to hit the button, but I brought down some baling twine I had up at the barn. I was able to tie 2 of the cinder blocks to the trunk. I got it tossed in there just off the shelf, and if you remember, we also have another shelf right here on the edge going over to where those cinder blocks are stacked. And I actually have some stumps set aside up at my brother's, and we're going to be bringing those down once the ground is dried up enough, and we're going to be setting those in place on that lower shelf. And those are mainly going to be for the larger fish and medium-sized fish, so I wanted something just outside that for the baby fish. And look how long those roots got. I tried to keep them pretty much intact, but they were growing pretty far away from the trunk downhill. And it really only had 1 season of growth. And I can show you on here, these are the branches that come off, and these actually break really easily. So if you get your hook when you're fishing stuck on these, you can pretty much just snap it right out of there without too many snags. So this is going to be a good tree inside the fishing pond. And this should be pretty deep here. You can see where the dam is there. Echo Pup's running across it. So whenever the pond is completely full, this is going to be a couple feet underwater. Pup, what do you think? Yeah, I got it thrown in there already. I didn't need your help. But we have some more cinder blocks over here. What is going to be right below the beach. You need a drink, bud? Yeah, you don't know how deep it is, huh? What do you smell? Here, you can go this way. It's not that deep on this side, Pup. You can go in there. Good. Come on, Pup. Come here. Come here. You can get a drink. There you go. Huh. What else do you want? You can't run across there anymore. It's not frozen today. So I'm gonna break some ice. I mean, it's frozen, it just can't hold you. Huh. Good boy. But as you can see, we have some concrete block down here, so that's going to be a nice fish structure for everybody to hop back and forth to. They can use it kind of as a highway so they're not in the open water. More importantly, it's going to give the little fish place to hide from the big fish, and they'll be able to grow up bigger and keep the healthy pond growing. But it's nice to get the first wooden structure inside the pond here. I was hoping to get a little bit more in there, but I don't want to take that willow tree down if it's still alive out there. We got that stood back up, so I'm hoping to see that growing in the spring. If it ends up being dead in the spring, I'm just going to pull it out and throw it in the pond at that point. Pup. Now, I don't like how my depth gauge is leaning like that, but over there is a little bit too deep for the waders at this point. I might have to break out the boat if that tips over. Pup. Alright, well, we got something done today. I did actually pick up some more feed, so I need to get that wagoned over to the barn. It's just too wet to take the truck out there. I guess I could use the wheelbarrow too. Now, the forecast is showing it getting pretty cold here for the rest of the week, so I wanted to get this done before the temperature dropped again. Oh, Rufio. That's your son, Rufio. I know it looks like Bert, but that's what happens when you get with those snowballs. You bird. Pup, we gotta get that feed to the animals. Alright guys, that's going to be all for this one. The plan changed a little bit, but we still got it done. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Good boy.